I love you. Mwah, 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 mwah.
I was nothing. You don't play.
Not playing my guy. Where are you? A Nigerian guy, isn't it?
Hey, I know what the things, negative things that's been said about me on social media. Uh, they up and they know that. I'm okay. I'm good. Can't complain. What matters? What matters is life. Waking up to a brand new day. It's a gift from God. So we must be always grateful for that. Okay. My name is Doctor Zanu. So basically a guy from a small town, Harrismith. I spent most of my life there. So I'm just I'm just a random guy, normal guy who's just living his own life to the fullest and being honest by all means and all that. So um I don't know in one weight if I can put myself in one weight, but I'll try to elaborate and just give more details about myself. So literally I'm just a random guy, a normal guy. There's nothing really special about me. Um, I believe that we are all human beings and we are all gifted in different ways. I was born in Johannesburg and moved to Harrismith and raised there. So um, most of my life I've been in Harrismith, and I have relatives in Joburg. I have relatives in Soweto uh, and Alexander. So it's just me having a huge family because of my father's side and my mother's side. So I think at home of there's like 10 or 11 or 12 of us. So there's like literally like three boys and then the rest it's girls. So it's it's just a huge group of family. So how I moved to Joburg is that I studied in Harrismith since in a high school called Narzin College. I've been there since I think 2004 until 2013, and then that's when I moved to Joburg to do my uh, qualification in logistics. So I was doing logistics and transportation in UJ. And since I moved to Joburg, and I was literally just traveling around. And usually on weekends, I would go to Alexander, go pay a visit to my sister. So that's where how I met Temba, and that's how I got into my life. So it's that my brother-in-law and Temba, they are related. So it was just that thing on me, like even when I'm at school. On weekends, I would just go pay a visit just for a weekend for to see my sister, spend time with my sister and the family. So that's just me. Nothing special. Um, I've done a lot of things. I'm a quiet hustler. I believe that you have to work hard and do whatever that you have to do by yourself. So whatever that you work hard for and you get it on your own, it's no one can take it away from you because it's your own sweat, you know. So I was literally into transportation. Usually on school holidays, I would drive a taxi around just to get some extra cash, hustle, and all that. So I taught myself to be independent at a very young age. I believe it's the surroundings and the environment of which I grew in, which is It's at home in Free State. So my dad, business. He's a businessman. Um, he owns taxis and all that. So I believe that's where the love of transportation for me it came. So I'm inspired by my dad about a lot of things. I don't want to lie. He's my role model, and I always look up to him. So how the things that I learned from him and how he taught me a lot of things is just it has a lot of great, like a huge impact in my life. How I turned out, being responsible for your own things. You need to stand up for your own things in life and all that. So I learned a lot from my dad. I could say my dad is a role model, and my mom or my dad. My mom. Both my parents are very strict. Trust me, both my parents are very strict. So, especially my dad, it's that kind of a man. He says a word, you don't respond. You just do whatever that he says you have to do. So, uh, uh, that has a lot of, I don't know. It's just it taught me well, and it structured me and on what I want in life and all that. You get me. So even my mom, she's a very strict person and sweet, very loving. There are things that sometimes as we grow, there are things that you can't talk about to your parents. Um, I could say there are a lot of things that I couldn't talk with my dad, and the only time I could get a chance or to open up to parents just to get that guidance from that. I was literally getting a lot from that from my mother. Um, because you know how mothers are, they can just be calm and then listen to you and then guide you and all that. So, to be honest, I was a naughty child. Don't want to lie. I was a naughty child, and I would literally say wherever there was like when there's bad things, I was there. I was one of them. So but that didn't like put paint my life how it's gonna come out. So for example, I know in high school, I spent most of my life in one school, I think, in New Horizon. So I think there was a time where me and my friends would usually like go to the office each and every day, and the principal would be like, "Hey, uh, if we didn't go to your office and not being in trouble or something like that, he would thank us for that, not coming into the office for trouble and all that." So it's 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 how life turns out and how people pictured me, my behavior, the way I was so naughty. People thought that I would never be something or go anywhere in life. So usually when I meet the people that I grew up with and all that, they they are proud, and some of them surprised, and some it's like, wow, we didn't expect this from you. So I think in life a lot of people are too judgmental. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I do still keep in touch with them. I do still keep in touch with them. um and we communicate. So it's just that as life as we go and we grow, we meet a lot of people and all that. You get me? So I do keep in touch with them, and yeah, it's just that's the way life it is. Where you came from, you can't just turn your back on it. A lot know me as Temba's manager. Hence, I say Temba. I'm not just Temba's manager. So Temba's my brother, cousin, friend. So hence I say how I met Temba is that I would usually visit on weekend, go to Alexander to pay a visit on my sister. So that's where my brother-in-law would take me there and say, "Hey, let's go out," and we were like, "Yeah, this is Temba," and that's how we met. So it's my brother-in-law and Temba, they are related. I could say Temba says uncle to my brother-in-law. So to me, and that is not that we are not just friends, but we are more than friends. You get me? So um, every time when I'm in Alex, I would just go to Temba without even asking my brother-in-law anymore, because that's how we met and met the family and all that. So I think 2014. Yeah, that happened when I was still in varsity. That I was still in varsity because I was still in UT. Uh, can I say no comment to that? I'm just gonna speak the side of mine. I'm not gonna speak for anyone else. So whatever the people say, and it's their story. You get me? So I'm just gonna say my side and about me and about my life. So I believe that they can say whatever they can say, but they don't know me that much. You get me? And I've met Temba's family. I've met Temba's. So hence I say meeting my brother-in-law. It's literally meeting Temba's family. I've met them. They know me, and I've met them. I've met them. That's all I can say. Yeah, since the Big Brother started, it was Big Brother season 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So it's I was managing his social media. It's We never had an idea how things were for Big Brother and all that. So he was applying for Big Brother, and me being there as a brother, as a friend, we all have different goals, we all have different dreams and all that. You get me? So it's, he was just doing it, and I was just being there for him, saying, "Hey, I'm applying for Big Brother." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a good thing, go for it." And I don't want to lie, he encouraged all of us to apply, but by the look of things, for me, it wasn't gonna really allow me because I work and I'm doing a side hustle, which really needs my attention to be there each and every day. You get me? So for me, going to Big Brother and applying for that, it was literally gonna be a huge risk. It was something that I had to like sit and think about it first. So I couldn't just take a decision just like that, you know. So and yeah, so I was just there for him, encouraging to apply, and he did that. It was just me being there as a brother, as a friend. You get me? So meeting someone and not just becoming a brother, but a brother and friends. I think there are people there who are with brothers, but they don't spend time together most of the time. So it's usually they're like brothers, and then it's like hey, hey, and then that's it. You get me? So to me, Temba was just cousin, brother, and friends because what we literally had in common it's the lingo and his friends, his surroundings, and the style of fashion. Like we really do understand each other. I think that's what kept us to be together all the time. So it was not just only Temba, but it was just Temba and his friends. So how I met his friends is that it's through Temba. So meeting Temba, meeting his friends, it's like meeting my brothers too. Yeah, we do get along with his friends. Trust me, it's another bond. It's a lovely bond that we have. Uh, when we are all together, it's a safe space, and as much as they say you can't grow being with friends all the time, but being with friends, it's a safe space. I don't want to lie. We would literally chill and have fun. And actually, when we are together, it's sometimes when we have to leave, it's hard to leave and say, "Hey, I'll see you tomorrow," and all that you get. So it's been like that ever since. So hence I say, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2014 or 15. How when I met Temba. So it's been a very long journey. I know some people they just see what they see on TV, see what they see, and hear what they hear on social media. So I'm not gonna be there to convince everyone and say, "Hey, we've been there, we've been friends, we've been brothers since then and that." So I just let people be, And since Temba went to Big Brother and came out of Big Brother, it was just a lot happening at the same time, to be honest. And it's where everything was just happening, and sometimes I would just feel like I'm just running around without a head, not knowing what to do and when. I don't have the experience, but as we go, as people, we live, we learn. So I learned a lot from the industry and all that. It's not really who I am, and but for Temba, it is for him because he really loves music and he's an artist. He's a very creative person, and it's not only him but also his friends, his surroundings and all of that. So on that, I am still Temba's manager, and as I say, last year it was very heavy. It was really hard for me to do everything on my own. So it's not really like being like a manager, but assisting him, not just as a but as a brother. You get me? Because that the way it started, he went to Big Brother, and apparently when he went to Big Brother, we never had that knowledge that there must be someone handling the social medias while Timber is in the house. You get me? So that was all new to me. So he gave me all the credentials to log in to make sure that everything is covered. But because of the amount of work that I have, hence I say that I have a work from 9 to, like waking up, going to work each and every day. So I do IT, by the way. So, and I also do Uber as a side hustle. So it was literally too much for me. I couldn't handle that everything all at the same time because I spend most of the time at the road. If I'm not at work, I'm doing Uber. And if I'm not doing Uber, I'm at work. You get me? So I never had time like to sit and watch and go through all social medias on my own. So that's where I needed manpower. It's all new to me, not only to me but also to Temba. You get me? How everything came. A lot came at once. And by the way, it's not. I wasn't handling the social media on my own. Hence, I say I had a lot on my plate. But that's where I needed manpower, and that's where like we had to like sit and find a way how we're gonna manage his social media and make sure that everything runs smoothly. That's where me and her sister are working together, like no, you can handle Facebook or you can handle Instagram. You can, just to make things easier. So that's where we had to just dedicate and say, okay, you can focus on Facebook, you can focus on that and all that. So there was literally more DMs coming in, giving more advice what to do and all that. You get me? So it was overwhelming. I'm like, okay, so many DMs, what do I do and all that. So there was literally that one DM that kept on sending messages, giving me advice, giving me advice. And I was like, these are good advices, and why not? And let me try and meet up with the person. and see how we can work together because there's a lot on my plate. I can't just take everything on my own, you get me? So I believe that's where, like, I could say a team starts, you get me? So um, I met, who was it? I think it was Delia. Yeah, we met and we discussed how we're gonna do the campaign for Temba and everything. You get me? I'm like, okay, since I'm always on the road, you can log in on social medias and then handle them. You get me? And she was doing a good job. I don't want to lie. And she was working with Temba's sister again because we went there. I didn't go there on my own, but I went there with Temba's sister, you know. So they were doing a great job. I don't want to lie. So if, as I say, if someone is in the Big Brother house, it's not just only one person who's going to be for that person, you get me? Because he's starting to become a brand. So if some of them are handling the social media, then there's literally there must be someone out there campaigning, making sure that, hey, did you see Temba is on Big Brother? Vote for Temba and all that. You get me? So since I'm a moving person, moving around and all that, I was like, you know what? I'll deal with the outside, doing the campaigns and all that. You get me? So it's it started by just as friends, like, gents, let's gather up some money, let's make some t-shirts, and then let's go out, usually especially on weekends, so it can be recognized, so Temba can get votes and all that. I gave it my all. I gave it my all. I don't want to lie. And as I say, being greedy, it doesn't help. So why not divide the work and then let's work together, and we can do more. I assist. I've been there as a friend, as a brother. You get me? And Temba came out, and I know his dreams. You get me? And in what he wants and all that. Because I think as friends, we share a lot to each other. You get me? So he came out. I wasn't expecting the way things were. He wasn't expecting this, and everything just came at once. And that's where we needed a team. That's where we needed hands, actually. You get me? So that's where we need someone with experience to, like, okay, how do we deal with this? How do we work on that? You get me? And a lot of people came, and TK Goldfish was there. He did a good job. We were working with him. All I could say is that I was there for Temba because you know how life it is. I was doing Uber. I had transport all the time. So whenever he needed transport, I have to take him there. You get me? To be there on time. To be honest, can I? That's not the side of me to say anything on that. And hence I say, I've been there for Temba, assisting him all the time. You get me? And even now, I'm still assisting him, and that won't change. As much as they can say negative things and all that, uh, it was my first time, and I'm growing on that. So I'm not just working alone, but there's people Temba is working with who have the experience. You get me? So it's not that I'm not just there, but I'm also there since I've been there assisting him in that and all that. When you, like, a team, obviously you need to sit and then have a goal and all that. So it's things that we are getting there slowly but surely. But hence I say, if they need other things and all that, they do communicate with me. You get me? Because I know his goal. He loves music most of the time. Temba spends most of the time recording. So I know his goal. It's music most of the time, all the time, and not just only music, but also his art, tattoos and all that. Because um, the whole point was to actually for him to go to prepare, it was I just want to go there and win, and then start a tattoo shop, and then that's it, and then focus on my music. So that was his goal. Okay. Can we please just focus on the things on me, because I can't speak on behalf of anyone. Everyone, I believe everyone has his own personal life and all that. And if you need some answers, please go to those people and go to them, ask those questions if you want answers. But for me, right now, as you say, can we just focus on me and that's it? Because right now, there's a lot that's happening. Social media, and it's been overwhelming and all that. They can say whatever they want to say. And all I know is that people don't know what's behind the job or what's behind the work. You get me? So people just want to see the final results, and it's not easy. That's all I can say. You get me? Hence, I say people are judgmental. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Trust me. Ghost Nation's fans, they are lovely fans, and hence I say, everyone has its own perspective. You get me? So anyone gonna look at that and then take that, and some know more because some of them they've been communicating with me, some of them they've been working with me. You get me? Getting advice from them, what to do and that. You get me? So it's we are not all the same. We can have one goal, and but we we have different ways, and maybe you come up with an idea and then they don't like it. Maybe I do this, they don't like it, but it's literally obviously that's gonna be conflicts along the way, and I believe everywhere it's like that. That's why the common way is just to go back to the drawing board, sit, communicate, and what's the way forward. You get me? So at the end of the day, we all doing what's good for Temba. Yeah, it's very confusing. I don't want to lie. It's very confusing. Um, for Temba, I can do a lot because I believe managing it's it all begins with you. You know, managing your life. You get me? So how I manage timber, it's how I manage my life. And for me, hence I say, having a lot on the table, I'm not just managing timber. I have a job. Uh, I do side hustles. Uh, I have family, all that and all that. You get me? So hence I say everything a lot, and it was overwhelming. You get me? And and hence I say it was for the first time, first experience for me and for Temba and for everyone. Like everything was just coming left, up, up and down, left and right. You sometimes get confused, get overwhelmed. You get me? You end up not seeing the work that you are doing, that no, you are doing good. It's a right way, because a lot is coming, and it's just everything just needs your attention, and forgetting that we are all human beings. Sometimes you have to take it as it comes, day at the time. You get me? So it was just too much, and we needed more hands actually, and more hands were there. So it was just a lot. So it just a brand. It just can't be just one person. To be honest, what I would like to say to Ghost Nation is that thank you very much. The love, the support. There were times, hence I say it was very too much, but they were there for Temba and for me. You get me, all the advices and everything. And that's all I can say. And I know everyone has their own perspective, how they view things. Some they just tend out to be not liking me, and hence I say just one negative thing in life, it just paints you. You get me? So whatever work that you did, and one small mistake, it just covers you up. So all I'm gonna say is we are humans at the end of the day. Nobody's perfect. We do mistakes, and we shouldn't let those mistakes break us, but it should be a lesson and learn from them and grow so we can do better. So all I can say is support and thank you for everything and the love. And yeah, nothing personal, nothing. It's just work. Wow. Yeah. Some of them they see it that way. You get me. So yeah. Hence to say, umuntu nomuntu perspective yakhe, but I'm not using Temba. Um, and the ones around me, the ones that know me, they do know. You get me. And I know the comments and all that. Everyone was just saying it as if I'm just a guy and Temba came out of Big Brother and then I was there, So they can think whatever they want to think. It's, it's what they see on the show. It's what they see on the show is the show. So hence I say it's everything has its own time and all that. You get me? You can start hating, and then as time goes on and say, no, you're not that kind of a person. I hate that you're this kind of a person and all that. You get me? So it's that thing of if someone comes to you and say, "Ish, I don't like that guy or that person." So also you must say, okay, since you don't like him or her, I also don't. You get me? But you haven't spent time with that person. You get me? So hence to say it's they don't know me that much and they don't know about me and I'm not using Temba. Um, I will always be there for Temba. They can say whatever they want to say. He's my brother. I'll never turn my back on him. And social media is social media. People talk. You know, there's not gonna be always good things that are always been said. So there's always gonna be positives and negatives. So all the negatives, it's fine. They can say it. People don't see what's happening behind. You get me? They don't see what's happening behind. They just see what they see and then that's it. I'm not working alone. Hence, I say there's a team. You can't. There can't be just a brand and then just one person working on Tembo's brand. You get me? I believe that there's a structure. So usually, as time there's gonna be person handling that. There's gonna be person handling that. There's gonna so everything needs to be divided. Hence, I say Temba is a brand came out of Big Brother, and he's growing. You get me? It's not that simple just to start a brand. So starting a brand and building your name, it's not that simple as it looks and as what defense. Yeah, I do understand their concern, and their concern it's the same thing that I also want for Temba for the brand. They want to see Temba grow, and that's what I also want for Temba, and that's what I want for their brand. There is someone with more experience, since I say I'm not just managing, but I'm just being there assisting Temba. You get me? And if hence I say looking for more experienced people and all that, I'm there, being there with Timber. No one knows what's happening behind. You get me? And sometimes people expect their results just now immediately. You get me? So you can't just take a seed and just plant and then expect it tomorrow. It's a tree or something. You need to water it and all that. You get me? And you so it doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in one day. But all I can say is the results are gonna come out there, and yeah, I just don't like to talk a lot, and I just do, I just work. You get me? You can judge me and say that, but I'll just keep on doing me. The thing, wow. Hence I say people talk, and he, why would they think he's using? So they saw a video of Temba being drunk. Yeah, social media it's very manipulative, and even that video, I saw that video. That video, it's I think there was a video where they were like, it was Temba and some other guy. So people tend to take that and just put it together and make it as if it's something which is there. You get me? So if you check that video, that video it was when they just went out of the house. I think it was 2 weeks. It's when they were in Sun City.
Afetha Thaba. Bayana ke maseba ke bayana ke bophelo.
So that is social media. You get me? Technology. You can take that and put that together. And then who was abusing drugs before? Mushroom. Mushroom is shrooms, ne? I think. Yeah. There's mushrooms that are poisonous that you can just pick and then just so it's mushrooms. You can just go on internet and search about it, and then you'll find more information about it. So it's something like weed, and yeah, it's the same as weed. I've tried it before. I was back in high school, so it's, as you grow, you just experience things, and then yeah, he's not using anything ever since I've been with Temba. Temba, he's my brother. I've been there with him every day, and we open up about everything. So uh, he's not using, and if he was using, I'll be also using. If so he's not using Temba. He's clean. I think it's because of also the way things are. It was just too overwhelming. You get me? There were times where we would break down because of how his fame came and all that. Every time when we go, there's usually people stopping. It just becomes too much, too much, and too much, and too much. Cakes left and right, up and down. You get tired as a human being. Right now, it's music, getting more gigs, making sure that the music gets being heard out there. You get me? You can be in the studio, do music, but if you're not gonna put it out there, no one's gonna hear the work that you are working on. So right now it's just more gigs, just more work, and how we take it, it's a different way compared to last year. You get me? Because now it's not only me and Temba, and but there's more hands. We are there working together, building up relationships. So hence to say it doesn't happen in one day. You get me? So we watering the plant each and every day, taking care of the plant. So eventually it will grow, and there is growth. You get me? So the growth that we see is not what people are gonna see out there. You get me? So people have their expectations. We can't meet everyone's expectations, and we can, but we can't actually. You get me? So hence they say sometimes you have to lower your expectations so you cannot be disappointed. Some things take time. So yeah, all I can say is we're taking it day by day. Come again to any record label. Mm, Can we stick to questions for now? Can we stick to things that I can answer? You get me? Yeah, yeah. It's been like that. It's been like that. So he hasn't. Hence, I say there are things that we are working on and all that. So okay, the Temba. Yeah, it is possible because really, like we've been looking, Leona, like working with other artists, but not only in South Africa, but you know, Africa all over and all that. So it's all about communication and all that. How do we get hold of each other? Instagram handles, emails, and all that. You get me? If you can share his Instagram handle, then we can just communicate. Yeah, and I'm on Instagram. Udorotela. It's you underscore Dorotela. Facebook. Even Twitter. So it's just you underscore Dorotela. That's it.
Thank you so much for watching this interview. I hope that you really liked it. So, if you're wondering why it had to end the way it did, well, there's some few things that we had to discuss about. And if you're a Ghost Nation member, please, kindly follow OBD Music. That's OBD Music on Instagram. He's a Nigerian musician and he is very, very talented. So follow him and comment on his postcards. I would love to see Tema Broly and OBD Music collaborating on a song together. They are both talented, very, very passionate about music. So I believe that, them coming together, the tools coming together, Nigeria and South Africa, something great is going to come out of this. So please guys, go on Instagram, comment on OBD Music's posts, or you can also follow him on Twitter at OBD Music. OBD Music. Okay, thanks so much for watching again.